scatters when you play the beat, A brainiac, in fact,
Now press rewind.
Welcome to Brainsqueeze Reactions. Myself, Mark Hector. What we're reacting to now? Whoo! We're about to go into something now. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been on a 2PAC mission, the #1 reaction channel for 2PACS Shakur. Abso-fucking-lutely. But I've been on a mission selfishly on his music and his journey. So I've been looking at 2PAC as an individual. I've started to learn about his music, the direction that he had, and then all of a sudden these other things started coming in. So I started learning more about the culture. I started learning about who his mother was. I started learning about the whole killing piece with old Cream Puffy himself, and everything else in between. And I've been going on that journey. One thing that I've not so much ignored, but I haven't dug into, is around the Black Panthers. So for me, it's a whole cultural piece of learning that I've been going on, and I've made it the whole mission as part of the Brainiacs crew to continually do that. It's an education piece. Some people think I'm here for some clout. I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for fucking subscribers. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn and educate, and this just happened overnight. So don't get fucking confused. I am interested, and one of the videos that's been passed on to me is this one, and it is someone called Assata Shakur. Now I found out that this is a lady who's the godmother for 2PACS Shakur after just a quick Google search to find out the relation. I just wanted to know the relation. It looks as though she gets confused with being the mum a lot, but she's a godmother, and she was a Black Panther. Now I know that 2PACS Shakur's mum was a Black Panther, so this is how I've gone on this education journey. I know nothing about Black Panthers. I don't have a clue. Only what the comment section tells me. So this is going to be the start of something brand new. It's all about education on this channel. It's all about understanding. I know nothing about who this person was as part of the Black Panthers. I know nothing about this video. This was sent to me other than the title. So I'm going to be learning from the fresh. So to be very clear, mistakes will be made during this video. Comment section is to discuss and educate, okay? More videos, more understanding, correcting where I go wrong, making sure I take the learning from it. So it's education only, please, in the comment section. So, whew, Brainiacs, man, I don't know where I'm about to fucking jump into this, but I said I'm here to educate, and I'm a man true to my words. So let's jump into this. Assata Shakur, in her own words, rare recording of activist named to the FBI's most wanted terrorist. Fuck, okay. Oh, this is gonna be different.
Those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Juan Gonzalez. Welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world. We begin today's show looking at the case of Assata Shakur, a legendary figure within the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. On Thursday, she became the first woman ever to make the FBI's most wanted terrorist list. In addition, the FBI in the state of New Jersey doubled the reward for her capture to $2 million. Shakur was convicted in the May 2nd, 1973 killing of a New Jersey state trooper during a shootout that left one of her fellow activists dead. She was shot twice by police during the incident. In 1979, she managed to escape from jail, and she later fled to Cuba, where she received political asylum. She has long proclaimed her innocence. On Thursday, FBI Special Agent Aaron Ford spoke at a press conference announcing Shakur's placement on the most wanted terrorist list. He refers to Shakur as Joanne Chesimard, her original name.
Okay, so just to get this right here, and just again correct me, fill in the blanks. So this lady, part of Black Panther movement, and he said something else. My apologies, I missed out what he said. So during a shootout, she killed an officer, but equally someone was shot as well. Now we got to remember, this is 1978. Did he say? Different fucking world there, where you're looking at the color of your skin. Completely different world. Unfortunately, not moved on enough now, but a different world. So that's why the Black Panthers existed, as far as I'm aware. So a mass shootout's taking place. She's killed a state trooper. They've killed someone their side, and she got shot as well. So she was shot, and then she ran off to Cuba. Have I got that about right? Which is weird, because Eminem mentioned about 2PAC going to Cuba, but that's for another day.
Openly and freely in Cuba, she continues to maintain and promote her terrorist ideology. She provides anti-U.S. government speeches espousing the Black Liberation Army message of revolution and terrorism. No person, no matter what his or her political or moral convictions are, is above the law. Joanne Chesimard is a domestic terrorist who murdered a law enforcement officer execution style.
That's FBI Special Agent Aaron Ford. In a moment, we'll be joined by two guests, the scholar and activist Angela Davis, who faced her own murder trial decades ago, and Lennox Hines, Assata Shakur's longtime attorney for some 40 years. But first, we turn to Assata Shakur in her own words. In 1998, Democracy Now! Aired her reading an open letter to Pope John Paul II during his trip to Cuba. She wrote the message after New Jersey state troopers sent the Pope a letter asking him to call for her extradition.
My name is Assata Shakur, and I was born and raised in the United States. I am a descendant of Africans who were kidnapped and brought to the Americas as slaves. I spent my early childhood in the racist, segregated South. I later moved to the northern part of the country, where I realized that black people were equally victimized by racism and oppression. I grew up and became a political activist, participating in student struggles, the anti-war movement, and most of all, in the movement for the liberation of African Americans in the United States. I later joined the Black Panther Party, an organization that was targeted by the COINTELPRO program, a program that was set up by the Federal Bureau of Investigation to eliminate all political opposition to the U.S. government's policies, to destroy the black liberation movement in the United States, to discredit activists, and to eliminate potential leaders. Under the COINTELPRO program, many political activists were harassed, imprisoned, murdered, or otherwise neutralized. As a result of being targeted by COINTELPRO, I, like many other young people, was faced with the threat of prison, underground, exile, or death. The FBI, with the help of local police agencies, systematically fed false accusations and fake news articles to the press, accusing me and other activists of crimes we did not commit. Although in my case the charges were eventually dropped or I was eventually acquitted, the national and local police agencies created a situation where, based on their false accusations against me, any police officer could shoot me on sight. It was not until the Freedom of Information Act was passed in the mid-'70s that we began to see the scope of the United States government's persecution of political activists. At this point, I think that it is important to make one thing very clear. I have advocated, and I still advocate, revolutionary changes in the structure and in the principles that govern the United States. I advocate self-determination for my people and for all oppressed people inside the United States. I advocate an end to capitalist exploitation, the abolition of racist policies, the eradication of sexism, and the elimination of political repression. If that is a crime, then I am totally guilty. To make a long story short, I was captured in New Jersey in 1973 after being shot with both arms held in the air and then shot again from the back. I was left on the ground to die, and when I did not, I was taken to a local hospital where I was threatened, beaten, and tortured. In 1977, I was convicted in a trial that can only be described as a legal lynching. In 1979, I was able to escape with the aid of some of my fellow comrades. I saw this as a necessary step, not only because I was innocent of the charges against me, but because I knew that the racist legal system in the United States, I would receive no justice. I was also afraid that I would be murdered in prison. I later arrived in Cuba, where I am currently living in exile as a political refugee. The New Jersey State Police and other law enforcement officials say they want to see me brought to justice. But I would like to know what they mean by justice. Is torture justice? I was kept in solitary confinement for more than 2 years, mostly in men's prisons. Is that justice? My lawyers were threatened with imprisonment and imprisoned. Is that justice? I was tried by an all-white jury without even the pretext of impartiality and then sentenced to life in prison plus 33 years. Is that justice? Let me emphasize that justice for me is not the issue I am addressing here. It is justice for my people that is at stake. When my people receive justice, I am sure that I will receive it too.
That.
Okay. I gotta replay that quickly in my head. Okay, so I need to break that down. I didn't want to pause because it was a very obviously important message. Sorry. So I have to remove Assata Shakur out because I don't know who she is. I don't know who she is, so I have to take her out of the equation just for a second and just go with the message there of some things. So she was referring to obviously the movement, so the change in the legal system, the Freedom of Information Act that she said in 1970 that then became more apparent then of everything was coming out, so then they could actually see the stuff that's taking place on paper. But one of the key things in that message was around what the FBI had set up to abolish, remove with force. You watch the fucking videos there, and I know they're only clips and they're, but I'm just saying so that you couldn't have a political movement against the fact that if you were black, you were being treated differently. And again, if I've got that wrong from what she said, correct me, comment section, you're allowed to do that. But there was a law put in to say you can't have a voice. Are you kidding me? And that you would then be judge, jury, executioner in the moment where they were just literally going in to stop people, even marching to at least have a voice. And if this is the case, if it's the case, because again, I cannot go on one fucking 7-minute video. I refuse to do that. I'm better educated than that. But let's just say, as a hindsight from what I've been reading so far and what you've been telling me, that is the case. And then that's taking place. And then I still have the comment section now talking about the fact that, well, we have it hard too based on being white or insert color of skin here. But this is fucking generations of, even to a point that a law was put in place that you couldn't have a political movement to push back on that idea that of you being black was a lesser form. You weren't allowed to say, hold on a second, that's wrong. And if you did, there was a potential that you would be imprisoned, definitely, beaten, shot, killed, tortured. So you have to bring all that to the equation when you think of the human race, that you're fighting for survival. Survival is survival of the fittest. I don't give a fuck if you're wearing a police uniform, if you're wearing a doctor's uniform, if you're a fucking binman, okay? Survival is survival in all forms. So when you've got someone up against the ropes in that way, they're going to retaliate. Okay, and I'm not agreeing with methods. I'm not agreeing either side. I'm saying from an educational point of view of the way the mind works, the amygdala of emotions are going to kick in, and sooner or later you're going to get logical people start to question some of these things. To go, for fuck's sake, I can't even have a political movement without you throwing a law in there. So that is going to get ropey, hence why I'm guessing the Black Panthers became its own movement against this law that existed. Okay, so I think that's probably right. I might be waffling, and I'm hoping I'm not. I'm trying to articulate myself as best as I can. So that's one thing. That's one thing there, and that's blowing my fucking mind. I never knew that existed. I didn't know it existed. I don't know if it's true. I can only go by on there. So someone in the comment section tell me if the FBI created something that stopped you from having a movement against a political party that talked about, you know, being black or the division between blacks and insert here color, whichever way you want to look at that. So someone tell me that. Now let's go on to Assata. I keep thinking I'm getting her name wrong. So this lady here, just so I'm respectful. So this lady here. So, okay, yeah, I get it. It's, you can make it sound up. She shot execution style. Okay, I can't argue that. I wasn't there. Okay, you've said that. Let's go with it. She then gets shot and then is left. And then is left to die. These are her words as well, but I'm just painting the picture. Is left to die. Then they realise she's alive. And she ain't going anywhere. Shakur blood flowing through her, so she fucking ain't dying. Now we get why 2PAC. Do you know what I mean? That was a fucking tough cookie. So this lady didn't die. They take her to hospital where she's treated like shit, from her words. Even then when she said she's getting tortured, beaten. Just watching those videos of how they were dealing with a fucking shit law that was in place anyway, just how they were dealing with people just marching with a voice and passion, and their fucking shotgun to the face, beat, you know, causing absolute mayhem. I can only imagine what happened after someone found out that she's killed a state trooper, regardless of whether it was self-defense, this, that, and the other. They just know that someone here who's part of a political movement that's gone against the law, and how dare they? Oh, they're now in our territory now, is it? You're telling me in that 1978 era that we've now got someone that's killed a policeman or a state trooper who's black. You're telling me that they didn't treat her like shit, and you're gonna sit and believe that? Sorry, I'm gonna have to believe with this lady. I'm gonna have to, by putting that together, by watching how that law was put forward, and then imagine that you get someone as part of that. Insert a leader of sorts. I'm guessing she was known. Oh, we've got her. And now you've got her in a vulnerable state, and you've got her in hospital, and you can throw her in prison. Throw on top of that, all-white jury, where I can only imagine how that trial went. Like fucking Johnny Depp in the UK. You got no hope. No one's listening to you. No one cares about what you've got to say. Bang, bang, bang. I'm talking justice system. I'm not comparing notes, to be very clear. I'm just saying from the fact that it's all one-sided. Then she's put in a prison, solitary confinement. I guess that was a photo of her on the... is it a gurney? So it was a photo of her on that. You know, 2 years in solitary confinement in an all-male prison. I don't want to be saying that stuff because it kills me, because I have to think about my ma and stuff and shit she had to deal with from a beating point of view, and that's what's envisioned in my head, that I don't like being in that. But I have to because that's what it is. It's educated. So she's in an all-male prison. Just imagine what's going on. And don't fucking comment section me that, nah, no way, he probably kept on. No, fuck off. Fuck off. You just saw the little clips. You saw what was taking place. And I'm sure when I dig into this, it's going to be, fuck, why did I start this? For a good reason. You did it, yeah, education, brother. So this lady, and even as she's articulating herself, it was just fluid, man. And you could hear the emotion, but she articulated it perfectly. Again, it's Shakur blood, and I know the name is different. I'm just saying, just as that sake. Just the way she articulated herself, the way she was bringing herself forward, the way she was able to perfectly put it. And she didn't come out like the FBI did. We're coming for you. 2 million. Execution. You did that. Make it sound awful. Make it sound like terrorist. Say the word terrorist. Keep repeating that name, terrorist. Okay, in 2013 that you're saying that. Very easy thing to do to manipulate the media. She didn't do that. What she did was bring to life some of the facts and then overlaid that with, tell me that's justice. And then gave more facts. Tell me that's justice. You know, and just kept saying that. Fuck, I have opened up a pot. Oh, and I know what my brain's like. But I'm not going to apologize for it. Oh, shit. Okay, this is going to go down a new route. Oh, fuck. Okay, Brainiacs, man. I've popped the lid. I've popped the lid. I have to. Obviously, music is still going to happen, reactions and everything else in between. But education for me, for those of you who know and love the channel, that is what I do. Education is massive. I need to know more about this. Fuck. I need to know more. I need to know more about this situation with this lady. I need to know more about this law that was put into place, because I'm giving you my opinion based on what I've heard so far. I need to know more about Black Panther movement, so I need to know the videos that fit into that the right ones, but even the contrasting ones. Don't get scared to show me those other ones. I'm not an idiot. I won't get blindsided by the media, but I'd like to see the contrasting arguments that go with that as well. Yeah, fuck. Did that all make sense? You know, someone the other day said, you fucking talk too much and that. Fuck off, man. I speak to think. I have to speak to think, so I don't internalize stuff. I have to say it out loud. So there's going to be mistakes, and then I have to rewind it and then go forward. It ain't easy being up here, man. And then listening to that. And now all the 2PACS stuff's just suddenly just flooded in there with what he says about, and then his mum being a part of that as well, and that's how he became, so you've got someone like that who articulates, his mum was obviously a part of that, knowing the movement, knowing what it was like, and then 2PAC being a part of that, and obviously his anger was there. He was very educated as a young lad, you didn't see that, but then obviously he became a victim to that, so then his anger of all that education he had about that movement started coming to the surface. But then he went a different route on the last album with Machiavelli, where he was saying on the last interview about him not seeing race anymore and not taking it down, that wanting to make a whole political movement. Fuck. And then they finished that, and they were doing that when it happened in 1978. But then you've got P. Diddy, the weak link in the middle, man. Fuck. Oh my god. Maybe. But just to be clear, that's my opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's facts. I mean, there's more to this. I just want to see what happens at the end of that. But this one's going to be interesting. Okay.
The justice for me is not the issue I am addressing here. It is justice for my people that is at stake. When my people receive justice, I am sure that I will receive it too.
That is an excerpt of a letter Assata Shakur read, an open letter to Pope John Paul II during his trip to Cuba in 1998.
Can I just check that was her speaking? I just said this lady articulated herself. Was that her talking? I hope so, because that was a very well articulated lady. So I really am hoping that was her talking.
When we come back from break, we'll be joined by Assata Shakur's longtime attorney, Lennox Hines, and the scholar and activist, Angela Davis. Stay with us. Thanks so much for watching this report from Democracy.
Okay, so there's any more in that. Okay. Well, I've given you my viewpoints on that. Yeah. Thank you for whoever sent me this. I want to say it was G that sent me this, because he's normally the one that sends me a lot. And I watch all of his videos, and he put a very nice comment as well about the learning of that. This is different. It's not going to suddenly change the channel, like calm yourselves down, like suddenly people, it's going to turn into this. No, it's not going to do that. But I've always been an educated man from the off, and I study people and behaviors, and this is people. If you're struggling to articulate that thinking of this being about people, it very much is. And it's to deal with something a lot bigger than what I have to deal with, where, for example, it's singular, where you have one person with an issue. You know, and then I have to get into the mind of an individual to understand why they might be thinking and feeling that way, and then look for ways to repair that based on the discussions that you have and what you give them as an output. Pretty much, that's what it is. I do it as a leadership thing, but I prefer the one-on-one discussions with people when they're mental health, emotional issues, etc. This goes back to that word culture again. So this is something that has already happened, that I can't fix the 1978 situation. But I can damn well learn the feelings felt and get why they may have done something, and why someone approached it this way, and why someone would speak out that way, and so on. So that's going to be interesting. Hey, I'm excited in a weird way. That's not the right words. Please get what I mean. That respectfully, I'm excited to understand the education of something that I've never known before, because that's what the channel's been about. Oof, Brainiacs, I don't think you were ready for that. I don't think fucking I was ready for that, to be honest. But this one was given to me and asked to dig into it, and here we are. Fuck. Oh, shit, man, what have I done? Nope, you're going to do it, man. You're going to do it. Cool. Comment section, let me know your thoughts and feelings to this. And it's great to be back. And wait, fucking hell, I took a day off, and I thought, fuck it, let's come back with a bang. And come back with a bang, he did. And I can't even speak. Anyways, I'm fucked. Let's just think of what happens next. Videos, education, speeches,